America and China, the world's two largest economies, exchanging $34 billion in tariffs at midnight last night. President Trump warning yesterday, though, he's willing to go to $500 billion. This after the Chinese Commerce and Ministry said that the United States has, quote, initiated the largest scale trade war in economic history. With me now to help break it down, Peter Navarro, White House Office of Trade, Manufacturing Policy Director. Peter, you are the man of the hour. You've been working toward
Trump's the man of the hour.
You have been working on this for a long time. Listen, you authored a book called The Coming China War in 2006, Death by China in 2011. You've advocated pushing back like this, and you overcame strong opposition even within the White House. We know that Gary Cohn didn't like this. We know others in the White House don't. Why did your argument prevail with President Trump?
Well, I might have written a book in 2006 called The Coming China Wars, but President Donald J. Trump was talking about this problem back in the 80s. And basically, today's decision was a fulfillment of a promise made back in June of 2016 during the campaign in his famous Pittsburgh jobs speech, where he promised that if China continued to steal our intellectual property, he would take appropriate measures. And Charles, President Trump gave the Chinese every possible avenue to address what is a serious problem in terms of taking the crown jewels of our technology. And Ambassador Robert Lighthizer, the U.S. Trade Representative, in a very, very detailed study, found that the Chinese do four things. You know this, Charles. They steal our technology. They force the transfer of it when our companies go to Chinese soil. They evade our export controls to get militarily sensitive technology. And that big trade deficit that we run with them every year on the order of close to $500 billion, that adds up, and they're bringing that back here with bags of money trying to buy up Silicon Valley. So today was a measured step towards addressing what is a serious issue about protecting our jobs of the future, and that's what President Donald J. Trump's all about.
So, Peter, President Trump last night in Montana, he put out a mathematical equation, if you can help us with this, a 25% decrease in the current trade deficit would add 1 percentage point to our GDP. What would that mean economically?
Yeah, let's run some of the numbers here. If you look at the trade deficit in general, $1 billion of the trade deficit we run means about 6,000 jobs that are offshore instead of here. So that adds up pretty quick. And when you look at the $500 billion of trade deficit we owe the world every year, that's millions of jobs, manufacturing jobs, good jobs, Charles, that go overseas. And the problem we have with China is we only sell them about $130 billion worth of goods, but they sell us over 500.
Right. Well, so let me ask you, Peter, because I want to get a few things in, if you don't mind, because I understand all of that, but folks are pushing back, saying what you are doing is you're hearkening back to the glory days of yesteryear, the smokestack of America and the husband going out with the lunch bucket, that things have changed, and wanting to bring those jobs back, romanticizing them, is living in the past, and it's bound to fail. What would you say to critics about that?
So in the context of this particular action in China, that dog won't hunt. I mean, this is about the future. This is about China 2025, the grand industrial policy of the Chinese government within 7 years, Charles, to capture 70% of all the production of the industries of the future. What are those? Artificial intelligence, robotics, unmanned vehicles, blockchain technology, advanced manufacturing. There's nothing looking in the rearview mirror about that. What President Donald J. Trump is looking at is the future, and as he has said, if China captures those emerging industries of the future, we won't have a future. So that's what these tariffs are about. And the $50 billion is not an arbitrary number. That's a very conservative estimate, Charles, of the amount of harm China inflicts.
I've read more than that, so I believe you. I've read independent studies that go significantly higher than that.
Quick.
Stephen Hayes, he kind of trolled you today with an article from Political. In March, you said that on tariffs, I don't believe any country is going to retaliate for the simple reason that we are the most lucrative and biggest market in the world. Well, since then, Mexico has retaliated, Canada has retaliated, and China has retaliated, and people are nervous. They're saying, hey, you are overplaying your hand here, and these countries aren't going to buckle.
So, Charles, look, all this country needs to do now is defend itself against the unfair trade practices of the world. And President Trump's correct. It's not just China that's harming the American working men and women of this country. It's Europe, it's Japan. I mean, if you think about just the car industry, Germany charges a tariff 4 times higher than we do and sells us 3 times as many cars as we sell to them. Japan, although it has low tariffs, sells us over 100 cars.
But they're fighting back, Peter.
Buy.
I think the point is, though, is that they're fighting back, and the notion was that they would blink. They haven't blinked yet.
Well, let's just, again, do the math. I know you like to do the math. The problem is, for those countries, is that they depend on us a whole lot more than we depend on them. It's over $500 billion of our wealth, our factories, and our jobs that we export every year. And look, what we've done so far, Charles, to be clear, is we've done solar tariffs, we've done dishwashers, steel, aluminum today, China. And what's happened? We've had more investment.
But in my hand, I've got the 818 items now that are new in the game, so things have changed somewhat. Peter, I want to bring in a panel to further discuss this, but let me ask you, and I asked Kevin Hassett this earlier today. So the administration, are you in now? Have you crossed the Rubicon? Are you going to blink? Because President Bush, he tried a small tariff on steel. It didn't work for him, and he blinked. And a lot of people wonder if the Trump administration is going to stay the course.
I think the difference between Ronald Reagan and George Bush when they implemented tariffs is that there wasn't a broader strategy. The strategy, President Trump, is very clear. What we want is free, fair, and balanced reciprocal trade. That's the holy grail.
And you're staying the course. You're not going to back out. You're going to stay this no matter how painful it gets. It could become.
Is our leader. And look, what we've seen already, for example, is Europe wouldn't talk to us for months and months and months and months. Now we have their attention. They're talking to us. I do think in the good news category, we're going to get a really solid deal on NAFTA from Mexico very soon. And all of this is because Donald Trump is standing tall and firm on these. And remember, out there in America, he's standing up for you. From 2002 to 2016 and the end of the Barack Obama administration, we lost over 70,000 factories and over 5 million manufacturing jobs because our politicians didn't do anything. And by the way, a lot of folks on TV just didn't say anything about it.
I know. Listen, Peter, I was the first one to say today, all these people who were worried about soybean farmers didn't care about them in the last 8 years when the prices dropped 50%. I got to let you go.
I want to take care of those soybean farmers, Charles. I promise you that.
You got some special protection for them?
Sonny Perdue and Department of Agriculture. We game this out, and it's all going to be good for America.
Peter, congratulations. Thanks a lot.